Welcome back, 8th graders. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here for today's explainer. You know, as your teacher, I get to see so many of your wonderful, creative ideas on paper. But today we're going to talk about taking those great ideas and polishing them up until they just shine. Think about writing your very first rough draft like lounging around in a pair of your absolute favorite fuzzy sweatpants. It's comfortable, it definitely gets the job done, and it feels completely natural. But if you were going to a formal event or a job interview, you wouldn't wear those sweatpants, right? No way. You'd dress it up. Well, editing your informational writing is exactly like that. We're taking your comfortable, casual ideas and dressing them up in their Sunday best.
But hey, before we even touch a pen to edit our drafts, we need to do a quick heart check. We've got to recognize that our words carry real spiritual weight. Take a look at this incredibly powerful verse from Ephesians. It says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up." Now, this isn't just about how we speak to each other in the hallway, right? It applies directly to the words we type on our screens and write in our essays. The way we communicate reflects our character as followers of Christ. Our writing should always be a tool that brings clarity and builds up everyone who reads it. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today's lesson. We'll start with the power of words, move into defining academic voice, open up the editing toolkit, look at choosing a respectful tone, jump into your homework challenge, and wrap up with the godly learner. Let's get to it. All right, section 2, defining academic voice, not just for geniuses. I know. When some students hear the words academic voice, they literally panic. They think it means you have to use these giant 20-letter words, sound completely like a robot, or write in a way that is just, well, boring. I want to dispel that myth for you right now. You do not have to be a certified genius who swallowed a dictionary to write academically. Academic voice is simply writing that is respectful, clear, and formal without being boring. Think about your audience for a second. A casual, breezy style works perfectly fine if you're sending a quick text or an email to your best friend. But in informational writing, your tone tells your readers exactly how seriously you take your topic. If you want them to respect your research, you need to present it in a clear, precise voice. It just proves you've done the work and that you respect the reader's time.
Moving right along to section 3, the editing toolkit, before and after makeovers.
Seriously, who doesn't love a good before and after makeover? Well, we are going to give your sentences a total glow up by removing slang, striking out filler words, and cutting down unnecessary repetition. Here are the 3 most practical tools you can grab out of your toolkit right now. Step 1, read aloud. Guys, this is actually the secret weapon of professional writers everywhere. When you read your essay out loud, your ear will catch those clunky, overly casual spots that your eyes just completely glossed over. If you stumble reading it, your reader's going to stumble too. Step 2, hunt down and replace vague words like stuff or things with precise terms. And Step 3, vary your sentence length. Mixing a short, punchy sentence right next to a longer, flowing sentence creates this beautiful rhythm that keeps your reader totally engaged.
Let's test these tools out, shall we? And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean. Look at this first example. Our casual sentence says, "A bunch of people think exercise is good." I mean, it's not wrong, but it sounds like you're just chatting over lunch in the cafeteria. Now check out the academic upgrade. Many researchers agree that regular exercise improves physical and mental health. Wow, swapping out those vague words for precise ones completely changes the impact. A bunch of people becomes many researchers. Is good becomes improves physical and mental health. It's specific, it's trustworthy, and it sounds incredibly professional.
Okay, here's another real game changer, removing filler words. Our before sentence reads, basically, reading is kind of important for success. Words like basically and kind of are lazy fillers. We use them all the time when we're thinking on our feet and just talking, but in writing, they make you sound unsure of yourself. Look at the after sentence. Reading is important for success. Boom. Do you see how striking out those filler words instantly makes the sentence sound so much more confident, punchy, and professional? Less is very often more.
Which brings us to section 4, choosing a respectful tone, the heart check. So, the crucial point here is bringing this right back to our spiritual foundation. Because academic writing isn't just about sounding smart, it's about checking our hearts. Ephesians reminded us to use words that build others up. When we write informational essays, we are sometimes going to deal with differing opinions or tough topics, but our tone must always remain completely respectful. Check out this tone adjustment. Imagine you're writing a persuasive piece on reading. A sentence that is way too harsh is, "People who don't read are lazy." Yikes. That's attacking the person, not addressing the topic. It's just going to shut your reader down. Now look at the better option. Developing a reading habit requires commitment, but the benefits are worth the effort. This second sentence communicates the exact same underlying idea, that reading takes work, but it does so in a way that encourages and builds people up instead of tearing them down. And that, my friends, is true academic maturity.
All right, Section 5, your homework challenge, put it into practice.
Look, learning these concepts is great, but wisdom is actually applying what you know. I want you to take these tools straight out of your tool belt and immediately apply them to your own writing draft before our next class. Here are your 5 specific missions for your homework. Please jot these down. First, identify 2 slang words in your current draft and replace them with formal terms. Second, find 1 sentence and rewrite it simply to remove the filler words. Third, find 1 vague term, like stuff or things, and replace it with a highly precise word. Fourth, revise 1 casual sentence so it sounds completely professional. And finally, fifth, I want you to write 1 brand new sentence that demonstrates total respect for your reader. I absolutely cannot wait to see how you elevate your drafts.
And finally, Section 6, the godly learner, why we learned.
As we wrap up today's explainer, it is so absolutely crucial that we don't just learn how to write well, but that we remember exactly why we are learning these skills in the first place. This is the very core of our HeroesMart Academy philosophy. Education without morality can hurt. Gaining knowledge, learning grammar rules, and developing sharp intelligence is wonderful, but if it's not intertwined with biblical morality, it can actually be harmful. Think about it. If you become incredibly smart and persuasive, but you use those skills to deceive people or to tear them down online, your education is causing hurt. Knowledge shouldn't just make us more capable. It has to be guided by God's truth to help us make wise, loving, and God-honoring choices.
The book of Romans chapter 8, verses 6 and 7 hits the nail on the head here. It says, "For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace." You know, as your teacher, my deepest prayer isn't just that you write perfect academic essays. It's that you relentlessly pursue academic excellence while intentionally keeping your mind spiritually centered on God, on His truth, on wisdom, and on making righteous choices. Because when your sharp mind is governed by a spiritual heart, you literally bring life and peace to everyone who reads your work.
So I want to leave you with this final provocative question to chew on as you tackle your editing homework tonight. Will you use your intelligence just to be capable, or will you use it to truly honor God? Every sentence you edit, every lazy word you cut, and every respectful tone you choose is an incredible opportunity to reflect His excellence. Dive into that homework, polish up those rough drafts, and I will see you next time.